This is another political robocall tip, and I'm going to talk about dirty tricks. Do not use dirty tricks in your robocalls. I think it's unethical. I wouldn't advise. I'm going to give you some examples of what people have done and tell you don't do it. One robocall went out, and it was an abortion robocall, and it identified the opponent as a baby killer, and it gave the opponent's personal telephone number. And it went out to thousands of people, and of course the opponent received multiple calls and harassing to the point where I think she had to drop her telephone line. This was done by a committee. It wasn't done by the candidate or I'm sure it wasn't done with the candidate's permission or knowledge. Nevertheless, it really didn't help the candidate. I think it actually hurt the campaign, but it's because it was attributed to it. Many committees will be set up to do robocalls, and many states don't require reporting requirements as long as you're under a certain amount of money. Like my state, $750. As long as you stay under that amount, you don't have to report. So you can set up a committee and do anything you want as long as you don't spend $750. And these small campaigns, that's pretty easy to do. There is other ways that people have used kind of dirty tricks, but kind of not dirty tricks, kind of fair game. For example, before a debate, sometimes candidates will send a robocall out just to the opposing candidate to get them all riled up. Probably fair game as long as it's honest and truthful information. Another one gets into gender issues. Sometimes it could be race issues. One example I know of is calling a female candidate a pork queen. I think the example would be pork queen, Senator Jane Doe, spends more pork in her district than more two districts combined. Tell the pork queen to go back to the farm. We'll keep our bacon. And sending that call out, I think a very poor candidate sends out a call like that to just the opponent and the minions, and they immediately take and disseminate it in the press and start talking. It brings up a conversation of pork without spending more than 50 cents because you only send it out to 10 people. I'm not sure that's ethical or it's right. It does happen, and people do that, and it's just another way to target your audience. I really discourage people from trying to use dirty tricks because in these small political campaigns where you have an audience of 10,000 or less, these things almost always come back to bite you. That's what I've seen. The press will pick up on it, and by and far, most voters are newspaper readers. And when it gets in the newspaper, it can really hurt your campaign. Nevertheless, I think it's appropriate to bring this up because it's always a topic where people want to find out, well, can we use it kind of as a dirty trick? Can we disseminate mud and throw rotten eggs at people? Make sure your information is truthful. Make sure it's relevant to this current campaign issues. And don't make it defamatory. You can use inflammatory language. Don't make it defamatory language. That's my best suggestion on dirty trick robocalls. Don't put somebody else's phone number in it, for goodness sakes. Best of luck in your campaign.